Hello, I hope everyone can hear me. I hope my mic is working fine. It should be. It should be working okay. Let me know if it's not though. Let me know if any problems with the mic. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in nice and early. We had Tommy B here. Haven't seen you on the channel before, so thank you for tuning in. We had Alec Johnson, where we are all aware of that legend, and Fumble Goat MLB stream. What's MLB? Is that? I'm sorry. Is that the real? This is FG. I'd be surprised, but sorry, man. I just gotta do a check. I'd be very shocked if real F is tuning into my live stream. Sorry, switching my audio there. Yeah, you're not the real. This is FG, pal. I am gonna time you out because you're impersonating. I had a feeling that'd be just insane. The real this is FG tuned in. But anyway, that's not important because I've left my guest waiting in the studio for way too long. Thank you for being patient though. And we do have a guest on the channel. His first time being on here. So thank you, Mcfc Krish, for coming on today.
Yes, bro, no problem. And thank you so much for having me on your channel for the first ever time. And I'm looking forward to what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, feelings mutual. It's great to finally have you on the channel. Been looking for like somewhere to slot you in well into like a good stream. Hopefully this will be the one. It started nicely. We got quite a lively chat, even if we did have an impersonator, but that is fine. Thank you, Alec Johnson, Libba, DZ3K, Fumblegoat, and anyone else that's tuned in. We got Jacob Johnson. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Not as big of a preview as yesterday's review was. It is quite sorry. This review isn't as big as yesterday's. No, this preview isn't as big as yesterday's review. Because we did 9 games reviewed in the last stream, and this one we're only doing 3 games. But nonetheless, we'll talk about it and get into these games as much as we can. First game coming up will be Man City versus Huddersfield, which is on Sunday, 2 p.m. FA Cup. Any thoughts going into this, Krish? Predictions? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think we're playing against Huddersfield. I think, we should win that definitely because, of the team we have and, our success. So we should definitely win that. And if you saw my other video, which will be coming out soon, I predicted 5-0 to City. And also, I think we might play some of our youngsters. I think we will give some of our young players a chance. But yeah, I think we should be professional about this. I think we should definitely beat Huddersfield. Definitely.
Yeah, it's fair to assume that. If we go to Huddersfield now, it's not showing me the championship table. So look where they are. I know they're not having the greatest season ever. Yeah, 21st, not their brightest season. But, anything can happen in a game. We know that as City fans. But, yeah, I do agree. I think we will see youngsters. I reckon we'll see Hamilton come on the pitch.
I hope we do. I would love for him and Oscar Bob to play and to have that link up like they did in the Champions League game against Red Star. I hope they do, yes. And this will give Hampton a proper game to shine as well. Because I'm pretty sure this game is at home, isn't it?
Yeah, this game is at the Etihad. So
Yeah, so chance for him to show something against us again for his fans. So yeah, I think that I would love to see Hamilton play. Yes.
yeah, Hamilton did get a lot of attention. After, of course, his great debut in the Champions League not too long ago. Haven't seen him since, but we'll move on to a bit of an older player now, but still everyone loves him just as much, probably more than we all love Hamilton. Rumoured that Kevin De Bruyne could make his return in this game, starting 11 or just coming off the bench. Don't know. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's very, very exciting. That's a huge boost forward for us because, we have definitely missed him because he has not been in the squad since the first game. Well, he's not been playing since the first game, which was in August. So, yeah, this is a huge boost up. And listen, it doesn't matter. Even if he comes on for 5 minutes or 1 minute, it doesn't matter. If he comes on, I'll just be happy for him to be back. So it goes to show that there's progress in him and he'll be back sooner than later.
Yeah, spot on there. It is going to be a big boost for City because obviously he's the best midfielder in the world. But I think that's probably going to make some of the players feel better because, one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion, the best, but I'm a City fan, of course, I'm going to say that. It's going to feel good for the other players around them having one of the best players in the world back in the 11 and hopefully back to full fitness. So I'm excited for that, just like any Siege fan should be. So not really too much more to add with Huddersfield, other than score prediction, Krish. We are at home.
I am going to go for a comfortable 5-0 City win.
5-0. Clean sheet. Wouldn't that be wild? Getting a clean sheet. I'll be confident. I won't be as confident as you, but I will be confident. I'll go with a 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, probably the toughest game of the 3 we've got for this month, Newcastle. But what we can mention, Newcastle haven't been too great recently. If I go to the recent games, last home game, which they are playing as at home, they lost 3-1, and Chris Wood bagged all 3 goals. So, what are you thinking going into the Newcastle game? Are you nervous? What are you saying?
Well, they did beat us in the Carabao Cup 1-0. And, yes, they're not on form at the moment, but, I still do think they are still a difficult team to beat. And yeah, listen, I'm not being overconfident. I'm just, being as a standard. Just hope we just get the win. Hope we just play well, and hope we, don't give them too many chances and not too much time on the ball because they can do anything on the ball, Newcastle. And, we just have to be ourselves. We can't underestimate Newcastle. Have to play our game and our way, really.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we'll probably have to be on our A game. St James Park is one of the most difficult places to go. Even if they have been on poor form recently, it's still not a nice place to be at. So it is fair to, kind of still, obviously, we're going to need to play our best, like we need to play our best every game. But it will be difficult. Newcastle's form and injuries won't help them, but maybe this is the game that they try to turn it around. Look at the last 5 PL games, just 1 win in the last 5. So obviously not great form, but who knows? Maybe they'll pull out a result. Last time we played them at their yard, we lost 1-0. I know we played quite a rotated team, but It is what it is on that regard. By the way, I just want to mention, specifically to Libba, I timed you out only for a minute, mate, but Alec Johnson is allowed to talk in caps as much as he likes because it is something that he kind of has to do. So, Alec, by the way, I'm sorry, Alec, this is kind of random. Was that actually your wife? You've just timed them out. What's the situation there? Or are you just playing about? Let me know. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, like I was just saying, Newcastle, it's going to be difficult. Hopefully, though, we'll have KDB, possibly Haaland and Doku all back for that. What are your thoughts on seeing all three of them back on the pitch?
Listen, we're going to be dangerous. Everyone's going to be scared of us when Haaland, Doku, De Bruyne are back. And, we're going to be the team to beat. And I think from when they're back, probably from this game, the Newcastle game, I think we're going to go on a run, a long run like we have done, and close to a title again. And loads of people, they've written us off. Remember when we lost, even when we lost 3 games in a row without Rodri, it was against Arsenal, Wolves, and Newcastle. Actually, yeah, Arsenal, Wolves, and Newcastle. They wrote us off. They said, "Oh, City, they're done, they're dusted. Listen, they can't do anything." But we're going to be back. We're going to be back, and everyone's going to be scared, and we're going to be the team to beat.
Yeah, getting those players will obviously be just a big boost for the team, like I spoke about. I mean, getting the best striker in the world and the best midfielder in the world is obviously going to be an uplifting moment. And who doesn't love watching Jeremy Doku tear defenders apart? Because I know I love it. But hopefully we can have them all back because that would just be great. Thank you, MCFG TV, tuning in. Great to have you on. But moving on to wait, let me just make sure that is the real one. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'll just make sure. Yeah, it is. What was I going to mention? Yeah, score predictions for this game. It's obviously going to be a difficult one. It's Newcastle away from home. We haven't won there in our last 2 goes at it. I don't remember what the third go was, but it's going to be difficult. What are you thinking, Krish?
I think it's going to be a very, very tight game, but I still think we're going to get the win. I'm going to go for a tight 2-1 City win.
Tight 2-1 City win.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it is gonna be tight. Of course it is, because I mean Newcastle like to play tight in the back, so that's obviously going to be something that plays into it. All you've got to do is have a look at this. They obviously have the back four. Guimaraes likes to drop in a bit. You might see Longstaff do it as well. It's going to be difficult, and they're probably going to be playing a bit more counter-attacking football against us. A bit like how they did against Liverpool. We're probably going to see a similar game plan, but hopefully we can counteract it and get the win. I'm going to go for a score prediction. Well, you know what? Although I think this is going to be a really tight game, I am actually going to say 2-0, which makes it sound almost comfortable, but I do not believe. I mean, they have goal threat in like Guimaraes, Isaac. They do have goal threat, but I don't know. I just got a good feeling, so I'm gonna go a bit bold and say 2-0. But that's the biggest game out of the way for me. We move on to the Burnley game. If we have a look at the table real quick, they're 19th in the league. They may have gone up a little bit in this game, but I really don't see it happening. Burnley game. What are your thoughts going into it, Krish?
Well, for this game, it's a game we should win. It's because obviously they were our first game of the season. We absolutely battered them 4-5-0. It was actually 3-0. Must have been some, I think 3-4-0. But yeah, we should just absolutely batter Burnley apart. Look at the table as well. The 19th not looking very good for them. And yeah, we just got to be on our E game and be professional about it and just play our own game and just do what we do best.
Yeah, that will obviously be the goal. Even if even if Burnley are 19th in the league, we will take them as seriously as any other team, as we should. It's 3 points come the end of the day, and we will fight to get it all done. It should be, touch wood, it should be comfortable. But anything can happen in football. I do believe last time we played them at the Etihad, if I scroll way back now, last season type stuff. Yeah, last time we played them at the Etihad, we won 6-0. I know they've probably grown a bit since then, but it's still going to be a difficult game for Company back at the Etihad again. We should be winning. We should be. Hopefully, most of our players will be back by then. Should be just. Should only be. Got a random message. It should be a comfortable game for City. Fingers crossed. If I'm going to go for a score prediction, I can't see Burnley scoring on us. I really can't. I'll have a look at the table now. See how many goals scored. 20 goals scored. Oh, not the best record. I think that is second lowest in the league. It is. Isn't it crazy though? Teams scoring the least goals in the league. You've got Sheffield at the bottom. You've got. Then it's Burnley. And then it's Man United. Oh, 8th. That's crazy. Scoring the least goals in the league. Tied with Palace, but still. I know, but a little bit off topic there in terms of goals scored ranking, but I don't know, I just found that a bit crazy. If I'm going to go for a score prediction now, I'm going to say 4-0. Mcfc Krish, your thoughts? Your score prediction?
I'm actually going to go for the same as you, 4-0. I think that, we need the goals as well, and we need the points to catch up with Villa and Liverpool. And yeah, I think that'll be one of the games to definitely do so in the Prem.
Absolutely. It should be comfortable, realistically, unless Burnley pull just an absolute wild game out. We should be winning this comfortably, with or without Erling Haaland and other players like that. I think we should be winning this, like we've both said. But we'll move on to the next topic real quick. A player that we think will shine. Obviously, it's difficult to really stand out as a player in just 3 games. So, last month it was a bit easier for the boys to kind of stand out because they've got 9 games to stand out. But what do we think? Who do you think will stand out amongst our players this season? No, this month, Krish.
I mean, well, it is a tough one to be fair because you've got the likes of De Bruyne coming back, Doc could be coming back, Hon could be coming back. It's a hard one to see, but I'm not gonna lie. I do think that this month it could be Doku, maybe it could be Doku. I do think Doku could be the standout player. And listen, because just what he does best, he takes players on, he makes defenders have nightmares. The defenders get nowhere close to him. He puts those lovely crosses in, and yeah. So I think Doku, he would be probably the standout player of this month, I would say.
Yeah, I hope you're right. Well, I mean, I hope anyone's right, whoever they predict to have a great month, because I'm not opposed to any player having a great month. Hopefully, Doku is back and fully fit for all of these games, because we do know he's training again. I've seen images of him training. Whether that's heavy training, full first team training or not, don't know. But the fact that he's back on the training yard and training again can only mean a good thing. So, yeah, I do think Doku's definitely got that potential to stand out. If I was to hazard a guess. You know what? I'm going to say Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, why not? I know he kind of already shines, but I've got a belief that he will stand out. We got Yori Yates in the chat here. Thank you for tuning in. I think I said your name right. Alec Johnson says Phil Foden will be that player to shine this month. Feel free to put your predictions, by the way, everyone, in the chat for who you think is going to shine. Yeah, he's just said it again there. What? I can see your comments. Anyway, we've basically wrapped up the preview, to be honest. That's kind of really what I mainly have planned. Thank you, Yusuf, for tuning in. But just I thought I might as well ask you this. Don't know if you've seen Premier League, Man City Player of the Month nominees being Phil Foden, Alvarez, and Bernardo Silva. Who's got your vote?
Well, I actually do think Foden, because Foden in the past games as well, in the last few games, he's looked sharp. He looks like himself. Or it looks like that creative player that he was like before. He's got it back, and I think Foden is, and also because, don't get me wrong, though, Alvarez, he's been great. Bernardo, he's been great too, but I just think Foden. I do think Foden, yes.
He's got my vote as well. I do think he'll probably win it. Thoughts on Arsenal complaint to PGMOL about Saka being fouled? I do think there is something in that. John Stones has got it. Was it the same reason like John Stones got injured? Because I hadn't seen it. But is that what's going on in terms of that? Has he been injured because of that silly offside rule or whatever it is? But who knows? But thank you, Mcfc Krish, for coming on. Not as long as the review for December I did, but it was still fun for me. We had quite a chaotic chat, to say the least. Yeah, spot on from MCFR, by the way. MCFC Connect allows it in his channel. His rules. If you don't like it, leave the chat. Spot on. But anyway, like I was saying, thank you, Krish, for coming on. First time coming on, and it was great. So hopefully this won't be your last time coming on. I'll definitely try find a slot for you for another stream coming up.
Yeah. No problem. Thank you for having me on your channel. I feel very privileged to be on your channel. You got a great channel, and hope you keep growing and growing, bro.
Thank you. Does mean a bunch. By the way, everyone, Krish has got his own channel where he does reviews on city games, bit of boxing, cricket in there. I'm pretty sure he's got plans for more. I believe that's the whole thing on your channel, isn't it, Krish?
Yeah. Sorry, what do you say?
I'm just shouting out your channel basically. So content you cover.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
But yeah, thank you a bunch for coming on, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Very chaotic in the chat, but it's given me a fair amount of consistently high viewers, so I don't mind it too much. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all soon.